What's going on, rock stars? Welcome back to another episode of The 1% Life. I'm your host, peak performance coach and trainer, Joanie Dillon. We are talking about how to get fuel by being part of something bigger. Rock stars, if you're listening to us live on Facebook, drop a hashtag live. If you're catching us on the replay, drop a hashtag replay. And if it's your first time listening, we want to know who you are. Put a 1 in the comments. And if you're a repeat listener, definitely put a 2 because we like to know and who's following the 1% Life Show every single day, Monday through Friday. On occasion, we miss a day. And certainly last week was one of those. My apologies, rock stars, for missing a couple episodes last week. And I promise to, we're wrapping up. No excuses. I'm all about owning my stuff. Man. We had an incredible wrap up of the 1% Life Challenge. Took a little bit of my attention and focus last week, and I'm here in fully present for you this week. So rock stars, as we talk about, like some of you are, and I want to know what you do for a profession. Are you in sales? Are you a coach? Do you run your own business? Are you an employee for a certain company? Whatever it is, here's what tends to happen to people, if they're not connected to something bigger than themselves. And I'm actually not referring to your higher power right now. I'm not referring to God, universe, source, or whatever your higher power is for you. What I'm referring to is, well, let me explain that in just a moment. So here's what happens, especially with people who are, they get like, okay, totally fumbling for words right now because they're coming in faster than I can speak. So what I'm thinking of specifically is, as a top performer, as somebody who's going out there creating impact in the world, right? And maybe you're not where you want to be playing yet, but you definitely know that you have a bigger purpose, you have a bigger meaning. So what tends to happen is that if you're disconnected from this purpose, if you get disconnected from this vision, because you get so caught up in the day-to-day, right? The minutia of, it's so easy to fall into, oh, I didn't get this done today. Oh, that didn't happen today. Oh my God, I failed to show up in this way, right? It's so easy. In fact, I found myself there for just a moment prior to this call, like, oh my goodness, it's 4:30 and I haven't gone live yet. Like, I got to take the dogs to the beach. I got to write this email. I got to do all this stuff, right? And whether you're a coach or you're in sales or you own your own business, when the focus becomes about you, right? When the focus goes inwards and it's like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't show up in this way. What happens is you disconnect from the bigger vision, right? You disconnect from your higher purpose and what's going on out there that you're creating and birthing or putting out into the world. And I know personally that when it becomes about me, what it's not about is you, right? When I'm thinking, oh my God, I totally messed up and I forgot to say this one thing, and I'm self-judging and self-criticizing and I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm like, I forgot to say this in my training, or I forgot to, I didn't go live on Instagram, or I didn't do the thing that I should have done, or wherever I go live at, right? I missed the podcast. When we get caught up in the minutia of the day-to-day and we're so focused on the activity, what can tend to happen for really anybody, even if you're a high achiever or not, or maybe somebody who's in the process of becoming one, is that we feel a disconnect, right? It becomes so self-deprecating and as if you're not good enough. And one of the things that I've found, and I've really found this in my relationship and in my business, first it's always been in my business, and when I fall off and I start feeling like, this isn't working, that's not working, this isn't happening, it's always because I don't have my North Star clear, okay? So I really want you to get that. When your North Star is so clear and it's bigger than you, this is the thing, it has to be bigger than you, right? So imagine this. Imagine you're stepping out onto a stage and there's all these incredible human beings out in the audience who are waiting to hear from you speak, right? They're waiting for you to talk about the thing that your genius, the thing that you do best, that you know best, that area of expertise that you have, whatever that is for you, although I'm curious to hear, what is that for you? And you walk out and you're so caught up in the butterflies of, oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. I'm so anxious to get out. Who is it about in that moment? Who is it about in that moment? Is it about the people sitting out in the audience who are waiting to have their lives transformed? Or is it about you? It's about you, right? And this tends to happen so often where we just lose sight of the fact that it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you. And it's not about, like, and this happens with the self-judgment on the Instagram lives or the Facebook lives and the copy that you're putting out, copy meaning the marketing that you're putting out. It can happen when you're writing emails, for those of you who are connecting with your audience every single day in a different way. It can happen in your sales presentations, right? When you're in a presentation and you're so caught up on, oh, I forgot to say this right. Oh, I forgot to do this. Oh, I forgot. It's just so in what I call in your head, right? When you're in your head, guess where you're not? You're not here in your heart, operating out of your heart. And people feel that. People feel that. Now, on the opposite end, if you were to walk out on that stage and just as those butterflies start coming up and you're like, oh my gosh, you're an expert in what you do, whatever that is, right? Yet you're just about to walk out. And if for that moment you stopped yourself and you said, stop, it's not about me. It's about those people out there. And when I show up authentically, when I get out of here, out of my head and get into my heart, I'm present for them. And when it's not about how I'm going to be judged and what will they think about my story and how will my words land and what if I flub up on my words and what if, all of the things that our critical minds, our analytical minds can go through, right? All of that, the things that can come up for you in situations like that. When you take that away, and you just focus on being in service. There's a mission that is bigger than you. Are you connected with what that is? Can you take it off of you right now? If you're running a team, I talked to an incredible rock star out in the UK today who's running a team and she's ready to scale it from, whatever it is to, 10, like 20 times that and more, right? This year. And she cannot do that. She'll never be able to fill upon that mission if she stays focused on herself, okay? She'll never be able to do that on, what I didn't do right or how many things that how am I going to say the thing I have to say, or what if I mess up on this Facebook Live, all of that stuff, right? It has to not be about you. It has to be about them, the people that you're serving, the people outside of you. And is your mission big enough, right? Is your vision big enough? And how can you create a vision and a mission, be a part of something bigger that is not just about you, right? Like imagine somebody who's said, I am here to help people in third world countries get access to running water who are dying of dis-ease and lack of clean, healthy water. It's a major cause of death in the world, right? We take it for granted here in the US. And what if that was a mission that you could attach yourself to? Wouldn't that fuel you to go out and create more money in your life, to create more income, to create more wealth in your life, to serve at a greater level? If you knew that every single sale that you made, a certain percentage of that went to that mission, wouldn't it then not become about you? Wouldn't it then become about something bigger than you? And how would that fuel you to create results in your life? I've worked with a lot of the world's best, man, the best entrepreneurs, best mind coaches, the best of the best in the world. And one of the things that I have really learned to, I've observed and I've learned is that it's got to be bigger than you. Your mission has to be bigger than you. If you're worried about your sales numbers, if you're worried about your income that's not where it should be because you're so off target on your goal this month and you're not selling, well, guess what? What you're sending that message to your higher power, to the universe, to the world is that I'm so caught up in me that nobody else matters. Is that really truly being in service? Or is that putting yourself and ego first, having to hit numbers to prove something, out of significance, the need to feel significant in some way? So one of the things that I had to change 3 years ago was that significance was really important to me. And what I mean by that is I actually left a job 6 years ago because I was no longer feeling significant. I no longer felt that that need in me was being filled. That one of the 6 needs, human needs, one of which is significance. I was not getting that filled in my job anymore. I was feeling very insignificant because I wasn't being recognized for whatever reason was going on. I was still performing the same. I was still doing all that. Change of management came, changed everything. And you know, I'm sure I created it because I've been wanting to leave and start my own business for a really long time and I hadn't done it. So I'm sure I created that, right? So that I could leave. But when that need no longer was being met, I left and I started being an entrepreneur. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa, what I was once getting, right, in my former job when I was like the 0.001% of the entire industry, one of the hardest industries in the world, timeshare sales to sell in, I was getting that fulfillment up until the last couple months, and then I bailed, right? But prior to that, my entire career, I was like, Jay, you're a rock star. Jay, go out and sell us a 100K deal. Go do this, go do that. Like, just bring the team up, like all this stuff. I no longer got it as an entrepreneur. I was out there on my own, having to get up, be motivated. And if you're not feeling, if your mission isn't bigger than you, if you're not attached to something beyond yourself, how easy is it to stay in bed? How easy is it to not do the Facebook Live? How easy is it to focus on the semantics rather of what you're saying as opposed to the outcome that you're trying to deliver, the transformation that you're trying to provide, the shifts in belief that you're trying to create, and the people who you're speaking with, that you're communicating to. It's so easy to make it about you. Who gets what I'm talking about, by the way? And so this is where, if you're feeling disconnected from the work that you're doing in the world, if you're feeling like it's just not filling you, I encourage you, and maybe you were really attached to it, you're like, I just don't know what's going on right now. What can you do right now to be a part of something that is bigger than you? What can you do to be a part of something? Maybe you want to just put the intention out into the universe to attract the thing, to have the thing find you that is a mission that's bigger than you. I'm not saying it has to be a nonprofit. I'm not that you have to give to. I'm not saying that. But what if there's a collaboration? What if there's, a vision for your team achieving the results, right? One of the things I love about a friend of mine, Jessie Lee, is that it's not about her achieving the income. She makes millions of dollars a year. It's not about her. It's about her team, creating the massive results for her team. Women who are maybe single moms and struggling to put food on the table. Women who just at $300 or $500 would change their life. Women who, having a business, birthing a business that would bring their family financial freedom and get out of debt and into this place of like, wow, look at what's possible for us now. That mission fuels her, and men, of course, fuels her more than anything. And what happens in return, the reciprocity, is just simply the money. That just comes in return for serving at such a big level, at such a high level. It's like when it becomes bigger than you, it's about her team and getting her team to their individual missions, to helping them get to their goals and dreams. And inadvertently, the universe provides for her, right? She's just taken care of. All she does is shows up and serves every single day, right? All I do is I try and show up my best to serve you guys every single day in some way, some platform, some way, shape, or form, right? I have to do that because if it don't, it's about me. And that is a recipe for, I believe, dissatisfaction, and even for many people feeling very depressed in life. See, we have to feel, one of our human needs is we need to feel like we are part of something bigger than us. We are part of, and maybe this is as to a certain extent, there is significance here, but I had to shift to impact, right? Like I had to go from, because when I left my job and I was no longer getting that need filled of significance in that way, I was filling it in other ways, right? But I had to shift my number one human need from significance to impact, like to creating impact in the world, to creating greater impact. And so every day I got up and I was like, okay, how can I create greater impact? Who can I serve more? How can I give back in a greater way? How can I help you guys hit your goals? How can I help you break through your subconscious self-limiting beliefs and your stories that are holding you back from creating the life of your dreams, from breaking free of the chains of what your false beliefs have done for you, right? Those self-limiting beliefs that have held you back. How can I do what I do best and coach and lead and help you see that you are the only obstacle standing in the way, that it is only you. And when you get that and you know how to do the subconscious work, then all of a sudden all the seas begin to part, right? The skies even begin to part, and it's like beautiful sunny skies, right? Or the calm of the tumultuous seas part, right? I don't think seas can part, but whatever. I'm trying to create a metaphor here. It's not quite working. Mixing the sky and the seas. You get my point, right? It's like all of a sudden the pathway is created to really feeling fulfilled in life. And that's how we get our greatest fulfillment. It's not hitting a $100,000 goal or $200,000 goal. Yeah, that only goes so far. And then it's like, how much more do I need to buy or get or do in my life? And maybe you're like, oh, I haven't bought the yacht yet, the jet, the plane. All right, fine. Keep on doing it. And I promise you, like, there's going to be a point where it's like, it's just not as fulfilling until you make it not about you. You have got to put other people first and their transformations, them hitting their goals, them achieving their milestones and their impossibles that then became possible because you got out of your way and you helped show them the way. When that happens and you wrote the book or you wrote the screenplay or you got uncomfortable and asked them the question that really got them to think, oh my God, what would this do for my life if I let go of this belief? What would it do for my life if I purchase into this product, program, or service, right? What would it do for me? And what is the cost for me to not do that? What is the cost if I go 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road and still hold on to this problem, right? See, we have to get out of our own way to be able to serve at that level, right? We have to get out of our own way of how will I be judged when I ask this question? How will I be judged? What if they don't like me? This whole needing to be liked means that you are self-focused. Self-focus creates brokenness, okay? Self-focus means you're not getting out there and creating real results and transformation in the world, impact in the world. So I ask you, Rockstar, what can you do right now? Like, does this make sense to you, first of all, for those of you watching live, or even, leave us a comment or a review and let me know. We read these reviews. Like, does this make sense to you? Do you feel like there's just a dissatisfaction or maybe a disconnect right now and something just doesn't feel right? If that's the case, find something that's bigger than you. How can you take the people that you're serving right now and connect to their goals, their vision, and not make it be about, oh, I got to do this, that, and the other, and oh, it's all about me. When you show up when you have to show up because they're depending on you to show up. And when that becomes your focus, it's not about the minutia of the day-to-day any longer. It's not about how you say, what you flub on. It's not about the fact that I didn't have my glasses all last week and now I'm like, oh, I can't go live without my glasses. No, it's not about that, right? You can do all those things. It doesn't matter what t-shirt you're wearing that you wear all the time. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what, sits on your face, or you just serve because it's not about you. It's not about you. When you get so crystal clear on that vision, when you get so crystal clear on the fact that who are you serving specifically, what is the problem they're having, and what is the solution that they need, and how can you be a part of that solution, whether it's some innate thing that that you are just so compelled to, that you're so drawn to help with, or simply something that's in front of you right now, but you're like, oh, I'm so self-focused, that's why I'm not showing up, because I'm getting in my own way, overthinking things to death, as opposed to making it be outwardly focused, right, on the team that I'm developing, or the clients that I'm here to serve, or the people that I'm grooming to be incredible leaders. That's what real impact in the world looks like. And that's when you just simply begin to step into your purpose and begin to create your 1% life, because then, rock stars, the income flows, the significance need gets filled because you're getting it. There's a certainty in showing up. One of the 6 human needs is certainty, another one's uncertainty, right? We get all of us meet all of these 6 human needs in some different way or another, one different way or another, right? We get it. And some of them, we really are the top 2 or the most significant to us. So what are your top 2, right? And the 6 human needs. And one of them is love and connection. That's also one, right? Growth, that's another one. So I think I labeled them all. Uncertainty, certainty, growth, love and connection, and an impact. I think for me, at least I call it impact. So I'm having a brain freeze right now, but rock stars, like, that's how you take it to the next level. So hopefully you got some value out of today's episode. If you did, definitely let me know. And here's how you can do that. You can tag somebody in the comments below who should be listening to this show, and help everybody, help people in your life to get out of their own way, help people to see past their limitations, and to really believe that they're the only things blocking them from their next level. And how do you do that? Share this episode out, share it with your group, share it with your communities, tag somebody, at least one person every single episode. I love for you to do that. That helps us continue to provide and pump out content for you Monday through Friday, every single week, and to continue to show up for you. Rockstars, if you're listening to us on one of our podcasting platforms, please do me a favor, leave us a 5-star review if you got great value from this episode or any episode in the past, and leave us an actual review. It really helps us to reach more people in the world. This dog has been chomping in the background. I don't know if you can hear him like yelling at me because he's ready for his walk. And now I gotta go. All right, Rockstars, you're incredible. Get out there, be unstoppable, and change some lives today. You certainly deserve it, and they do too. Peace. Bye, everyone.